over to high school football, Jeff, and good sign because Riley Dodge of South Lake Carroll is feeling much better. Is that correct?
That's right. I caught up with Riley today on Zoom, feeling much better. Tough to miss last week's game, but his Dragons took care of business, and that now sets us up with this historic matchup with Riley coaching against his dad with a state title on the line.
You're the Final Four in the state of Texas.
For 100 years, kids all across Texas have dreamed about playing on the final night of the high school football season, dreamed of winning it all in this state where football is a religion. For most, doing it with their dad as the head coach was too much to even imagine. But for Riley Dodge, that happened.
Very, very special at the time and still very special to this day.
Saturday night, Riley, now the head coach at South Lake Carroll, and his dad, Todd, the head coach at Austin Westlake, will experience something truly beyond both of their wildest dreams, coaching with a state title at stake against each other.
To coach against each other, never.
We don't think it's ever happened before.
Unbelievable is what a Hollywood executive might say if you tried to pitch this script. Not only is it father versus son, it's Carroll versus Westlake, the two schools that played for the 2006 state title when Todd was the head coach for Southlake and Riley was Todd's quarterback. And they won it all after Riley vomited on the field before throwing a go-ahead touchdown.
He got sick, then made the Westlake defenders sick.
I just need to make sure I need to throw up and snap this ball before the play clock went zero, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that's going to go down in history as one of the neatest plays or best plays there ever was.
Fate has brought this matchup together against all odds. These two teams were supposed to play to open the season, but the game got canceled because of COVID-19. Just last weekend, Riley wasn't able to be at Southlake's playoff game because he had the virus. His Dragons pulled off the upset without their head coach, setting up father versus son in the final game of this historic season.
You know, you call yourself a state champion, and especially in this year, toughest classification in the state of Texas, and maybe in the entire country. It just kind of gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
Riley and Todd have talked this week, but not in the vein of father and son. As part of the job, they spoke on the phone as coaches, agreeing on an officiating crew.
I don't think I've ever told the coach I'm going to play next week I love him when we get off the phone.
He said, "I love you," and I said, "Love you, Pops." And then we hung up, and that's the last time we've talked.
Their love will be on pause when the teams kick off Saturday night inside the home of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's not a win-win for the Dodge family. I want to win. I want my team to win.
I want my kids in the locker room celebrating, and I don't want his kids in their locker room celebrating.
The cruelty of this dream is the reality that when it's over, either father or son will be left to face a devastated locker room. The one thing both coaches can promise, if they lose, they won't be sore losers.
I will be ecstatic for my son.
I'll take a deep breath and be very, very excited for my dad.
It's not win-win for the Dodge family, but when it's all said and done, it will be another chapter in an amazing story shared by father and son that means more to them than any one game ever could.
So, Sam, if Southlake wins this ball game Saturday night, Riley Dodge will be one of the youngest coaches to ever lead a Texas high school football team to a state title. And oh, by the way, of course, limited seating at Jerry World for this game because of COVID-19. Hearing on Twitter, this game is already sold out. Can't wait for this one.